We have an hour, but I have delivery sushi coming in 45 minutes, so.
Delivery sushi.
That sounds really good.
What?
Gross.
From
Really?
where?
Delicious. It's Five Brothers Sushi here in Provo. Delivers sushi late at night. It's great.
What?
They
That
don't
sounds
have
like the
that
best
here.
thing ever. Yeah, I want someone to deliver sushi to me.
I know, that's why we need to get out of Idaho.
Uh, did you get 0.346 for 3?
No.
Dang it. All right,
Yeah.
I don't know how to get it then.
0.743.
I got
0.743.
I got that too.
Divided by 70.
Oh, wait, did I do that opposite? Maybe I did that opposite.
Wait, did you divide by the big number from the small number?
No, I did this. I did 18 divided by 52.
Oh, you divided the no population from the yes population.
Wait, is that not? Does it?
Uh,
Oh,
You have to take S divided
Yeah.
by the total.
yeah.
all right. So 0.742?
0.743.
Oh, yeah.
We rounded.
For number 4, use the data in the table to find P2. I got 0.712.
Yeah, me too.
Me 3.
Yep, that's what I got.
Yeah, I got it right. Number 5.
5A,
Yeah, I got that too, actually.
because it says that in step 4 of the lesson.
Mm-hmm. Did you guys all get that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what it looks like to me.
Okay, so creating 95 confidence interval for P1 minus P2. Input your answers for the point estimate margin of error, lower bound and upper bound. 6, what is the point estimated for this 95% confidence interval? I got an answer, but I don't know if it's right. It's 0.271. And you just subtract them.
Okay, so how did you get that number? Did you just take 0.743 subtract 0.712?
Yeah, 1 second. I need to get my notes because I did this like yesterday.
Is that all the confidence interval is? P1 minus P2?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So I don't know if that's the final answer or if we need to do something else with it.
I thought that's what we just had to do. Subtract it. So
Is it really that easy?
It seems like there needs to be another step to it, but
I actually don't think there is. And this is why. Because if I go down to section 3 of the lesson, it tells me that the equation for the confidence interval is P1 minus P2 in parentheses, and then minus the z-score times the square root of blah, 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 blah. The point being is that it looks like the point estimate that they're using is P1 minus P2.
but then do we have to do the minus z? Because I'm seeing the same thing you're looking at.
Well, so the minus z times the square root of blah, 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 that's going to be the margin of error. So all the confidence interval is, it's a point estimate minus plus or minus the margin of error. And so looking at that equation, it tells me that P1 minus P2 is the point estimate. And then the minus z times whatever is the margin of error. And then all of that combined becomes the confidence interval.
So is it 0.031?
That's what I got. Yeah. I just wish this was stuff that they would like say. Like, I hate that they put that stuff on the quizzes. Like, find this, but you have to like look so deep into the lecture that you won't actually know how to find it.
Seriously, it's like you have to figure it out for yourself.
So what are you guys using to calculate the margin of error? Not the old one where the margin of error is 1.9, the z divided by the square root of p1 minus p divided by n. We're not using
Yeah.
that.
No. Oh, no. It's
This
going to
big
be
one I'm looking at.
the P1 times 1 minus P1 over N1 plus P2 times 1 minus P2 over N2. All of that is going to be square rooted times 1.96. The z-score.
Okay, right there. The lower bound for 95% confidence interval for the differences. That's where you're reading, right? No, because that's the lower bound and the upper bound.
Yeah. Well, that's the
one I want. Okay.
Yeah.
So P1 minus P2 minus Z square root P1 1 minus P1 divided by N1 P2 1 minus P2 divided by N2. Wow, this is ridiculous.
Yesterday, I actually went and made an Excel sheet because I just got tired of doing the combination. Excel is my new favorite friend. And for some reason, I just could not figure out the whole two proportion bit, the Excel sheet for that, like it didn't seem like it was actually working for anything. So that's why I went and created my own.
Well, you're pretty ambitious.
They are lazy. Well, I mean, the two portion Excel sheet does tell you pretty much everything you need to know now that I'm looking at it. I just couldn't figure it out while I was doing it. But now that I'm comparing the two sheets, yeah, plugging in the data. Okay, plugging the data tells you all the requirements if the requirements are met, so that's good. It tells you P1 and P2. It tells you
Which
it doesn't tell you the point estimate, which is what I think I was looking for, but it does tell you the lower and upper confidence interval.
what numbers are my N1 and N2?
N1 is going to be 70, and
And
N2
N2
is
is
going to
59.
be 59.
N1 and 2. Okay. Now for the big math problem.
Mm.
Mismatched brackets. Okay. 0.7.
Wait, we're using the two sample z-test, right? For proportions.
The two proportion.
Yeah. And for x1, you put 42. And n1, 70. And x2, 59. And n2, 52. Is that right?
Yes.
Because then that p hat 2 shouldn't that be the same as what we got for number 4?
Wait, oh, I'm sorry. Okay, so for x1 you did what?
42?
Okay, so x1's going to be 52.
Oh. Then
Because they want the female population to be P1, and then they want the male population to be P2. So
oh,
x1's going to be 52, n1's going to be 70, x2's going to be 42, and then n2's going to be 59.
okay.
So for 7, I got a negative number.
7 is not a negative number.
Okay, I'm going to show you what I did. Let's see where I went wrong.
What did you get for the number? Because the lower bound is a negative number.
If 0.123373.
Yeah, so you actually calculated the lower bound. If you just take away the
Let's see, this is what I did. And it took a lot of parentheses to get it to look.
So delete everything left of the 1.96.
What? That's a lot of work.
Well, you found the lower bound. You found the lower bound, so that's half of it.
Okay. Okay, so that was the lower bound. Let me write that down. Was what? Negative 0.123. Okay,
So,
now you want me to delete everything left?
To the left of 1.96. So don't delete the 1.96, but to the left of it. There you go.
Okay.
Yeah, so all you did was delete the point. You deleted the point estimate. So because we're not dealing with the point estimate, you're just finding the margin of error. So that's the margin of error.
This whole time I was in mute and I didn't even notice. And I was wondering why you guys can't hear me. Oh my gosh, today was a long day.
Welcome to the life of a video gamer.
Right.
Deal with that on a basis far too often than we'd like.
Oh my gosh. I think I got number 7, but I'm not sure if I'm right.
What did you get for number 7?
0.154.
Yep, that's correct.
Oh, yay. Oh my gosh. And I was like frustrated, like, you guys don't hear me? Like,
Okay, so our lower bound, that other one, the negative 0.123. So then for upper bound, I'm going to add that back. 0.743 plus 0.712 parentheses. Is that right? Because then in the other,
minus.
is it a minus and then it's a plus here?
No, it's a minus and then a minus for the lower bound or the upper
No.
bound.
No, because I just found the lower bound. So now I need the plus for the upper bound.
Yeah, so it's going to be the 0.743 minus the 7.12 or 0.712.
Plus.
Yeah. And then plus
the 1.
Yep.
I keep trying when I'm plussing to plus both of them instead of just that one symbol.
Well, so the first part of it, the P1 minus P2 will always stay P1 minus P2 because that's your point estimate. That's the basically the sample variable, the difference of the sample variables that is going to be your point of interest or whatever. So that's always going to be the same. Whether you're minusing or plussing, the margin of error is what's going to give you your confidence interval.
Whoops. 0.185.
What did you guys get for 6?
0.031.
0.031.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Thanks.
With standard deviation equaling 0.05, what decision do you make?
Would it be A?
I thought we were talking about the one with the H and the A.
Wait, 10? Sorry. 10?
Yeah.
Yes. It is A.
Because the margin of error. No.
So I guess I'm confused because when you're looking at the null or the hypothesis, I thought we were rejecting the hypothesis, not the null. The A one.
I thought it was when it was greater, you failed to reject.
So you're always going to choose whether you fail to reject or reject the null hypothesis. Because what you're doing essentially is trying to prove the null hypothesis. You'll never reject the alternate hypothesis because that's the only other option that you can choose.
Okay.
So what you're doing is you're either failing to reject the null hypothesis or rejecting the null hypothesis. And so in this case, because our p-value is higher than 0.05, we're going to fail to reject the null.
At 11 would be insignificant, right?
Yeah, it's insignificant.
Insufficient or insignificant?
Oh, insufficient, right?
Oh, sorry.
I was like, what?
I didn't pay attention to that. I just heard in and I was, all right.
I'm sorry, guys. It was a long day. I had meetings today.
I worked for 12 hours, so it was a long day for me too.
I slept.
Evidence to D. I could be wrong though.
Did you say A?
No, I said D. No.
Oh, D.
No say.
That's what I got. Was D.
Indifferent from the truth.
Okay. I always do terrible at the where it asks us to define it like that.
So this is the way that I figured it out, and it took me forever to figure it out. I've only known for like 2 weeks.
True.
But it's your so if you fail to reject the hypothesis, you're going to have insufficient evidence. If you
Mm-hmm.
if you reject the null hypothesis, it means you have sufficient evidence. Because all you're doing is you're determining if there's enough evidence to suggest if the alternate hypothesis is true or not. So in this case, because we failed to reject the null hypothesis, it means there is insufficient evidence to suggest that the alternate hypothesis is true. That's all it's saying. So in this case, and my put the alternate hypothesis in parentheses, because that if you just swap that out with what the actual alternate hypothesis is, it makes more sense. So in this case, we fail to reject the null hypothesis, which means that there's insufficient evidence to suggest that the alternate hypothesis, which is that a proportion of females that can taste PTC is different from the proportion of males who can taste PTC.
Okay, that makes sense. Because I always get the insufficient or sufficient part, but when it comes to wording it, I'm like, I don't.
Yeah, and that's the thing is, it's you have to make sure that you always stick to the alternate hypothesis. Um, like for example, the other one, the other insufficient evidence says that the true proportion of females can taste PTC is less than the true proportion of males, which is not what we're testing. We're just testing if it's different.
Oh,
And so,
that's true.
yeah, so if you can get the whole sufficient evidence and an insufficient evidence, then all you have to do from that point is just make sure that the alternate hypothesis is still in line with what we've been testing.
Okay.
That's tricky, but it makes sense.
It does make sense. When you explain it that way, it makes sense because there's been questions that
We have a
both
lot
of
of evidence like that in it.
looked. Yeah, like both of them looked right to me, but that makes sense.
Yeah, I usually get the first part, but then the second one I second guess myself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I do the same thing.
Oh, this is depressing. Look at the next one. People that die having heart attacks.
Oh,
Oh.
that is depressing. Wait.
Okay, so P1. P1 who died. So P1 is going to be 16713. Wait. So P1 is going to be P1 16713 divided by 118519. .141
That's what I got.
is P1. So then P2 is going to be who heart attack or admitted weekday who died. So 6155 divided by 42447. Equals 0.145. So level of significance 0.05. The conditions for conducting a hypothesis test are satisfied. Is that true? The only reason I put true is because it's less than. It's closer than that. Is that logical thinking? Or is that just me guessing?
Um, Yes, it's true. Because it's all above 10.
Because it's all above 10. What does that mean?
Or, well, like, all the above greater than or equal to 10 requirements and the normal distribution requirements are all good.
Yeah, I think it actually has that in this lesson too. Oh, down at the bottom. Yeah, down at the bottom just before the summary.
But how are these numbers more than 10? 0.14 and 0.145.
Oh, no. Sorry, I meant the. I thought you were on 12.
I am.
Oh, okay. So 12 is asking if the requirements for the first sample and the second sample are met. That's going to be is n1 times x, not x, is n1 times p1 greater than or equal to 10, and is n1 times 1 minus p1 greater than or equal to 10, and is n2 times p2 greater than or equal to 10, and p2 times 1 minus p2. No, n2 times 1 minus p2 greater than or equal to 10. Is that all met? And yeah.
It's in the lesson right before the summary. All those.
I'm looking at that. Like when he read that, I'm looking at that. I guess I just didn't calculate it like that. I just calculated to get the P1 and P2
Okay.
things. So that's why I'm like 0.14. How is that greater than?
Yeah.
Okay, so number 13, which set of hypotheses is appropriate for addressing the research question? Let's see.
Because it should be P1 less than P2, right?
Yes.
So D.
Because it says the proportion of patients who have heart attacks are admitted to the hospital on a weekday who die less than the proportion of patients who have heart attacks that are admitted to the hospital on a weekend.
Okay, so D.
Yeah, D.
Okay, so now 14 is 0.141.
Yes. And 15, 0.145.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yay, all that work went somewhere.
The homework for this week is pretty straightforward comparably to this quiz, by the way.
That's good. I haven't looked at it yet, but that's good to know. Because usually we do the group quiz and then I do the homework. I'm like, I don't even know. This doesn't feel like the same stuff.
Usually. Michelle can testify that last week I was getting pretty flustered because there was some questions that weren't, or it was just pretty frustrating.
Yeah.
Just because of the way that they were worded. And it had nothing to do with what we had actually done that week.
I know, sometimes I feel like they're not giving us the right lessons. Like, I feel like there's another lesson somewhere that we're supposed to be reading, and we're
Right.
just not doing it right.
I agree. See, one of these days, I just want to go to BYU Idaho and be like, look, I think you guys should take this class. and then tell me if it needs to be changed or not, because I can tell you the curriculum needs to be changed.
It's like just like you don't have to give us the answers, but just kind of
Give us the solution.
give us
to
yeah.
the answer.
Seriously.
You can simplify it better.
Yeah, if I could just say that to my anatomy and phys teacher, you can simplify it better.
That would be super awesome if they could do
Are
that.
you taking that class? I think we already
I
talked
am.
about this. Oh. Well, good luck. I already took it. It was a nightmare.
Well, I took it once and I got an okay grade, but I wanted a better grade, so I'm taking it again. But it's
Oh.
they changed a couple of the lectures.
Really?
Yeah.
Good, because it was no.
It's not any better. I promise.
Oh, okay.
Well, that's good to know. I have to take it next semester.
Well, so this is the issue that
64?
anatomy and phys has.
264, 265.
I've taken both, and I'm going to retake them both because I want a better grade.
Wait, not at the same time, right?
No.
Oh, okay. I was like, you
Yeah, I
are
was
crazy.
Whoa.
No, I'll taking 264 right now, then I'll be taking 265 next fall or next spring. So
Oh,
this
okay.
next semester.
It's like I didn't even know you could do that.
Yeah, so I took it
Just
last
know that
year.
you're only allowed to take it 3 times.
Well, I got a better. I'm getting
Yeah.
a much better grade this time, but I feel like that's because a lot of the stuff that I've learned in 265 is helping me in 264.
Yeah, that's how. Yeah, that's good.
So,
Yeah, because I took them both like 5 years ago, but
um,
I need to take them again because I got C's in them.
well, this is
So
what
I need
every
to retake
tutor
them.
has told me about
C's
anatomy and
get
phys.
degrees.
It's what every anatomy and phys teacher has told me about these classes, and it's that the lectures get updated every like 2 years, and the tests get upgraded to the previous lectures, which don't make sense to me.
Mm. Well, good luck. I'll never take that class again.
The problem is that because of my major, public health, I have to take the class and to progress onto other stuff, and so
Yeah.
But
it's
you,
just-
if you get a C, you pass the class.
yeah. And I got a C my first time around with 264, but I didn't get a C 265. So
Oh, okay.
hoping that I can
Yeah,
get a better grade
half of my
264
class
to help
failed,
that.
so.
Yeah, it's brutal. It's a
And I
brutal
think
process.
that's why they changed. Like I heard the teachers were saying they're gonna change it, so I'm guessing they changed it a bit, like you mentioned.
Well, I've only seen like maybe a page or two of like different lectures so far. It's just because I don't recognize them because it was like every morning for like 4 hours I would do anatomy and phys. Where now it's like I kind of understand this, so I don't need to spend as much time. But
Yeah.
I still notice a little bit of differences. But yeah, anyways, okay. This quiz was pretty easy.
Okay, for 16, I started on on the homework in 2.3.2. It gives you this little formula. I don't know if you guys are using this one. Enter the appropriate values into the equation for the z-score. Is that what you guys are using?
No. So
What? Okay.
wait, for lesson 16?
What?
Wait, I'm
Yeah,
confused.
what are you doing again?
It wants to know to find the z-score.
Yeah, number 16, right?
Mm-hmm. So I found this little equation.
To find the z-score?
Yeah.
And
Hit that.
what is the one that it's the which one did you choose? Or what's the equation?
This. Is this the one? Boop.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, I typed that into my Excel sheet. It was crazy.
see, but the top one is a 0. Like why?
Yeah, it's
Oh.
gonna be the P1 minus P2 minus 0. It's weird.
So P1, so you have the 0.141 minus 0.145 minus 0.
Yeah.
So how did you know that that second part was 0?
Because that's what they were doing during the lecture.
Just the little
I don't
equation.
know why. Oh, so it says here because it's a null hypothesis, we assume that P1 equals P2. So if they equal each other, then they're going to cancel out if you subtract them.
Okay. That makes sense.
Okay, so square root of P. Is the P with a caret on it?
That's p hat, right?
Yeah,
That's
p hat.
That's P1 minus P2.
Okay. So P1 minus P2 equals P with hat. Which is...
Oh, P hat. That's why it's called P hat, because it looks like a hat. Oh, whoa. Okay.
Yeah.
My mind is blown.
So P hat negative 0.004.
I lied, guys. I'm wrong. P hat is not P1 minus P2. The P hat is going to be the x1 plus x2 all over n1 plus n2.
X1 minus, let's see. P hat equals X1 divided by N1.
But no. P hat 1 is going to be x1 over n1. P hat 2 is going to be x2 over n2. P hat, the overall population sample, is going to be x1 plus x2 all over n1 plus n2. So it's going to be all of the samples that died all over the total population. That's what P hat is.
Oh, I see it now.
Sorry, I probably would have caught that sooner, but
I'm confused.
a little
I
sick.
feel like I'm getting it wrong.
Okay, so your equation should look something like P hat 1 minus P hat 2 all over the square root of
Okay, so I got a negative for that.
and
Negative
you should.
0.004.
Yes, you should.
Okay, so okay, go.
16.13.
Oh my gosh.
615.
Oh, square root. Ugh, yeah.
So it should be like the square root of 22868 divided by 42. Oh no! Oops. Let me see if I can bring it up on my paint.
Okay, so far up in the top part in parentheses, I have 0.141 minus 0.145 parentheses minus 0 divided by the square root. Am I using the same one of the p, 0.141 parentheses 1 minus 0.141 parentheses 1 divided by n. Let's see, what's my n1? N1 is 118519 plus 1 divided by 42447. Is that correct for the calculations?
I can't think of it. Sorry, I
Here,
can't think of it right now.
I'll just type in and then see if I get it wrong.
Oops. Okay, so the equation should look something like to the other side. There we go. Should look something like the z-score is going to equal parentheses 0.141 minus 0.145 all over the square root of this is where it's going to get really crazy. 16713 plus 6155 all over 519 plus 42447 times 1 minus I'm just going to do that calculation. So 16713 plus 6155. It's going to be 22868 all over 2447 Ooh, we gotta hurry. 966 times 1 over 18519 plus 1 over 2447. All right, so if your equation looks like that, then you're good.
Nope.
Yeah, so the p with the caret on top is going to equal x1 plus x2, or, yeah, all over n1 plus x2. Gabrielle, you're muted again, just in case.
Thanks. I know write this down.
We have 5 minutes to submit the quiz, just so you know. If you have the Excel sheet, just putting in the numbers will tell you what the test statistic is. Or the z-score, sorry.
Is it the negative 2.020?
Yes.
-2. That's what you got for your z-score?
From the Excel sheet.
Oh, okay.
Negative 2.020.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
-2.220.
220?
Wait, what?
What's number 16, Amber?
Negative 2.020,
Oh,
right? Yeah, okay. You're confusing me for a minute.
Given the z-score from the last question, which should you shade, the left or the right of the z-score for the p-value?
Think about the alternate hypothesis.
your left?
I was going to say to the right because if we're already negative, then we'd be to the right.
Well,
Yeah.
think about the alternate hypothesis. What is the alternate hypothesis? It's also in question 13.
less than, so we're going to shade to the left.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So if it was not different, you would have both outsides shaded. If it was greater than, you'd have the right shaded, and if you were less than, you have the left shaded. And it's just of whatever value is the test statistic. So in this case, because it's the negative 2.02, we're going to shade everything to the left of that number. And then that's going to be the p-value that we get.
So 0.022
Yep.
is the p-value. 0.022.
Yep.
What is the decision for this test?
Reject the null hypothesis.
Because 0.022 is going to be less than 0.05. So that's why we reject the null hypothesis. Does anybody want to take a stab at?
There's too many words.
So we have sufficient evidence, so we know it's either C or D.
Halfway there.
And then we need to look for the wording. Okay, it's C, because it says patients who have a heart attack are admitted to the hospital on weekdays who die is less than the proportion.
Yep.
C.
Nice.
Wait,
Dun, dun, dun.
for number 18, you guys got 0.22?
0.022.
Yeah.
0. Sorry. I can't hear you guys. 0.
0.22.
Okay, got it. Oh my gosh.
Do I dare submit it?
Do it.
Yeah, because it's about to be.
It's all right. I submitted mine.
Yay!
What? I got one wrong?
What?
What'd you get wrong?
16.
Hurry, retake it. Hurry, retake it.
What did you type?
Yeah,
in?
hurry. Hurry, open another quiz.
Negative 2.202.
No, 0 to negative 2.02.
0.
Negative.
Oh. Yeah, I put negative 2.020, but I don't think you need the last zero.
I don't
Nope.
think you do here, but I put it on there.
Did you quick open another test or quiz?
Yeah, it's not letting me anymore.
Oh.
It's okay though. I'll be okay.
It's like that's how I feel. If I get like one wrong, I'm like, eh.
I got an A still.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, I think I might go to bed because I'm exhausted.
From sleeping all day?
That's what I was gonna say.
From this
Rock
bed
slide.
cold, I'm dying. I am under illness, and I'm a guy, and I'm sure you all know how guys act while they're sick. It's true. I'm smashing my face into this table here.
Yeah. I was sick, like, I'm still kind of sick, but I was sick last week, and I just felt awful. That's all I did was sleep. So,
Got it. If that makes sense.
It's good to see.
right through the internet.
Amber, I think we're still live.
Oh,